Welcome to another episode of the Hot
Seat.
Pod, presented by Playbook Sports. We're kind of doing a two-part series, I guess, this week for the Hot Seat podcast, where we play some keep, trade, cut. Expect shorter, quicker episodes. Next two coming out. So we got a redraft episode, which will probably be this one, and then a dynasty one. Coming out probably in a couple of days from when you're watching this. Stick around, like, subscribe, follow. Ball, dugout, all that. Shorts, we're balling on here, man. 170 on the road to 200. 200 by July.
200 by July. Easy.
End of July? What the fuck? Why would you say that? Why would you say end of July for sure? That's
You're
some
fired.
haters.
I thought we were in June. That's my fault.
Okay. Don't get fired, BBL Izzy.
No, I promise. I thought we were in June.
Don't get fired now. Yeah, so make sure you guys are showing that love so we can get to 200 subs. And let's play some keep, trade, cut. Wilson put the redraft ones together.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling, Will?
This redraft list is pretty interesting. I got a little theme to it, to each little category.
Okay.
I don't know if you can kind of figure that out, but
I think I got it now that you said that.
yeah, you can kind of see it.
I think I got it now that you said. I think I got it now that you said that.
Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and start with the first row first. I got the redraft. Keep, trade, or cut. First off, got Aaron Rodgers, Bryce Young, and Kirk Cousins. Do you want to take a guess of what they all have in common?
Oh, they all have something in common.
Yeah.
Both coming off of down years.
But yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I the GOAT?
Yeah, so obviously, Rodgers coming back with his tear. Bryce Young, he had a really bad rookie year. And
Shitter.
Kirk Cousins, he had hurt as well.
Uh-huh.
So these guys, they're coming into the next season with better expectations. But, yeah, I don't know. Let me ask you first. Who are you cutting? Who are you trading? Who are you keeping?
Okay, this is off of fantasy value, okay?
Yeah.
For next season. That's what the redraft is. If we're going off just next season alone, man, that's tough. They all have bad last seasons in common, but they also have, re-upped offenses in common,
Yeah.
The Falcons' offense is looking really good. The Panthers' offense isn't looking, stupendous or nothing, but they're definitely looking like an upgrade from last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then Aaron Rodgers obviously didn't get to play with this offense, but they kind of re-upped too. Man, that is tough. I think I'm going to start Kirk.
Start Kirk.
Bench Bryce.
Okay.
Cut Rodgers. Rodgers is a great quarterback, but I feel like Aaron Rodgers never really is a good fantasy guy. I don't know what the numbers are off the top of my head, but I don't feel like he ever really has a phenomenal fantasy year, except his MVP years.
Yeah. I mean, Rodgers, he definitely, his last healthy season, he definitely had his worst career-wise back in 2022 with the Packers. So there's a lot of questions to see, how good he's going to perform in New York at his full health. What I'm going to do here is, so I'm actually going to start Bryce Young.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
I'm a Bryce Young believer still. I'm gonna stick on the ride with him.
Okay.
I'm gonna bench Kirk Cousins and cut Rodgers.
Wow, I didn't think you'd cut. I thought you were going to cut Kirk. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I feel like that's your narrative. Why? Talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, Bryce Young. Obviously, everyone's shitting on him, but he does have a better line now. He does have a lot more better weapons as well. They went out to sign a bunch of guys to help him out. I think we're gonna see a total turnaround at this point. When it comes to that, I don't think he's gonna get that CJ Stroud level. Obviously, CJ Stroud has a lot more better weapons than him. But I think it's gonna be a lot more better than what we've seen last year with Bryce Young. And Kirk Cousins, I don't think he's bad. I think he still has a year or two with him left. So, we'll keep. Wait, are we doing start, bench, or cut, or start, trade, cut?
We could do either. I guess I didn't really clarify that.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
I just
This is your
real-
list.
I just realized that now. I mean,
I worded it like star bench cut. Too.
yeah. I mean, start bench cut is like more like what people do. So I mean,
Okay.
it just kind of came out naturally to me. But yeah, starting Bryce Young, bench Kirk Cousins, cut Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a grandpa now. He just needs to retire.
Let's debate then. Well, we both agree that Aaron Rodgers is the worst. Who's a better? We're not talking fantasy anymore. Who's a better quarterback, Bryce Young or Kirk Cousins?
Right now,
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Young. I'm taking Bryce Young.
Crazy.
I'm taking Bryce Young.
Crazy.
For sure,
Why?
why? I mean, with just like one season, like obviously, like a lot of people are probably still gonna pick Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins has over a decade.
The white boys.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're talking about like right now. Like I feel like Bryce Young's still gonna have like, I feel like he's still better. Honestly, he's still young. He's learned a lot of mistakes this past season, and I think he still has that fire in him to turn it back around. So.
Okay. I'm not gonna argue with none of that.
Yeah.
Let's go into your next one.
Yeah, next list. So these are another list of quarterbacks over here. I got Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and Drake May.
And I'm trying to figure out what the theme is.
Yeah, what do you think that theme is?
White guys.
No.
Dude, I feel like there's definitely a theme. Is it like something with their arm?
No. Something with offense for sure, though.
Tell me. Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, so they pretty much have shitty weapons. I mean, you can kind of argue Josh Allen has better like receivers than them two, but they don't really have like a clear receiver one,
Yeah.
I know the Bills drafted Keon Coleman, but there's still some things to prove over there. But basically got Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and Drake May on this list. Who are you start and benching and cutting?
Well, it's kind of easy for the start. Like, we know who's starting, And honestly, like, I was for the Josh Allen doesn't have weapons before last week because they just got Zay Jones, right? Am I mistaken?
The Bills?
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
I think they just got Zay Jones. So Zay Jones is there. Oh, never mind. He's a Cardinal. I'm tripping. Who'd they just get? Bills just got someone.
You're thinking about Chase Claypool, I think, right?
Maybe I'm fucking thinking of Chase Claypool. But
I think they got Chase Claypool.
when I look at this Bills like wide receiver room, by no means is it good, like as far as talent goes. But you do have like 6, 7, maybe 8 receivers that could play. And if they could rotate that with having Kincaid and Knox, like Shakir, I mean, he's not like an elite receiver, but he can make some catches in a game. Keon Coleman, obviously, I think Keon Coleman's going to have a big year next year. Curtis Samuel, MVS, that's who I was thinking about, MVS. Chase Claypool, Matt Collins, Justin Shorter, KJ Hamler. Like that, there's a lot of dudes on that team to rotate. If they could run their offense similar to how the Packers did it last season, then I think that could definitely be a difference maker as far as how that offense runs.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off. That could be like the reason what they're trying to do is they're trying to run something like the Packers.
Yeah.
Which honestly, it's a smart idea, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of these receivers we're already seeing like through their past season, like they've been kind of mid, like especially like MVS and like Claypool. But
yeah, for sure.
I think we can give it a chance and see. I think just having like a lot of like average receivers could work.
Not to defend Claypool or nothing, because I don't think he's that good. But to give him credit, he was good at one point, and he is still young. Like he could just kind of explode. Keon Coleman, like they have options of dudes that could explode. Curtis Samuel's a good receiver. I feel like MVS. I feel like all these guys have proven that they could be decent. No one's special or nothing. Keon Coleman's special, I think, but maybe they just like traded Diggs because like when you think of this, the Bills last year, I feel like you don't really think of Diggs that much. Like you think more of like Gabe Davis like having a big game or Khalil Shakir making big catches. Like obviously Diggs was there. Diggs was a part of that offense. Diggs was a reason why like Gabe Davis and Shakir were making big plays. But at the same time, like if you have all these dudes that could kind of do that, like be sneaky, and then you have Josh Allen who's probably the best offensive weapon in football right now. Like, you don't really need anything crazy. Just build up that defense.
Okay. I like that explanation. I mean, who you picking out of these three? You know, starting, cutting, and benching.
I'm starting Josh Allen, and I'm benching Drake May. Justin
Damn.
Herbert, I'm sorry, will never see my fantasy team, bro. Fantasy football is way
Never.
too
It's
quarterback
crazy.
reliant, and for your quarterback to get hurt every week, like, I don't know. I don't want to see that, bro. I'd rather have Drake May take a fly on the young dude because he could just explode next year. Like, Drake May is, to me, has, like, CJ Stroud potential from, like to have a year like that.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
But shout out Caleb, too. Caleb could definitely do that, too. But the Patriots' depth chart is super ugly, too. But they have something similar, too. Like Demario Douglas, Jalen Polk, Kendrick Bourne, KJ Osborne, Juju. That's 5 dudes right there that could all go out there and make catches for you. You know, Hunter Henry. Antonio Gibson's good as a pass catcher. I'm guessing you're going Justin Herbert, though?
You know, I'm actually going to do the same thing that you did, but only because Drake May, you know, he's a rookie, and, you know, on the bench, I'm going to bench a rookie. I'm going to bench a guy that's younger, that has more time to learn behind someone. If this was a case where, you know, it was Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and Drake May was around maybe like the same age as Justin Herbert, I would pick Justin Herbert.
Okay.
I still like Herbert, honestly, even though he gets hurt a lot.
Herbert.
Herbert? Is that what people call him?
That's what I'm calling him, motherfucker.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think he's like he has that toughness. Like, you know, he plays throughout his injuries too, so it's not like he's like, you know, a pussy. So
Yeah, but he plays and puts up like 10, 15 fantasy points. You know, it just it hurts your team when you expect to have a big game from your quarterback and he's just not doing anything.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like Justin Herbert, he still has some time. You know, I think getting Joe Alt is gonna really protect him even more now.
True.
So hopefully we can see those injuries drop down when it comes to that. But okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'll go the same list as you. That makes the most sense because obviously Josh Allen's better than Justin Herbert. So next down the list, we got running backs: Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones, and Joe Mixon.
I know what it is, but what was the Madden program called in Ultimate Team where they move teams?
Team movers?
Team movers.
Yeah, this is team movers right here. And I guess I could add to it. And like they're both kind of on an offense where like there's like a lot of like weapons around.
Yes.
Them, you know, Packers especially. You got 6, 7, 8 solid receivers. Aaron Jones obviously surrounded by Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and T.J. Hawkinson, and then Joe Mixon on the Texans. You know, you got a lot of game over there. But Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones, and Joe Mixon, all on a new team. Who are you picking out of those three?
That is hard.
This is a tough one.
This one is start, bench, cut, Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon. I'm going to cut Aaron Jones probably. I feel like ever since the COVID year, we haven't really seen much from that Vikings running back room. You know,
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook kind of fell off a mountain. Who was the dude last year that they thought was going to explode? I'm blanking on his name.
For the Vikings?
Yeah.
Tyson Chandler? Oh, wait.
I think his name is technically Tyson Chandler, but Ty Chandler.
Ty Chandler. That's funny. That's really funny.
He didn't really do shit last year.
Yeah.
Madison, like
Madison, yeah.
all these guys kind of disappoint. So I'm gonna say cut that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bench Josh Jacobs and start Joe Mixon. Next year, dude, this Texans offense is the offense you're going to want to be a part of. And the way it's built is so vertical. When we get to the red zone, Joe Mixon's going to have to get the ball to score. You know? Like, they're going to have to score. And this Texans offense is built to score a lot of points. The Packers offense obviously is going to be a good offense next year, but I don't. You'll agree with this. I don't think you could compare that Packers offense to the Texans offense.
Yeah. Yeah,
So.
I mean, obviously, yeah, the Texans have some better receivers in terms of quality. I'm gonna cut Aaron Jones too, but I'm gonna actually start Josh Jacobs
Okay.
for Joe Mixon. I think he's a better running back than him. He's a little bit younger as well. I think in Green Bay, I think he's actually gonna do better in Green Bay than he did in Las Vegas. Back when he was
Really?
at Raiders. I think he's in a new system that's good for him. I think he needed a change, and I think the Packers have a really solid line as well. So it's gonna really upscale his game.
Okay.
So
I'm not mad at it, but I'm go Texans. I think Josh Jacobs is the better running
you
back.
had to pick your boy. So yeah.
No. I had to break it down and analyze, but I think Josh Jacobs is definitely the better running back. I just think Joe Mixon's in a better situation next year to score more touchdowns, and that's what I'm looking for when I'm drafting a running back.
Okay, gotcha. Down to the next list. This is actually another tough list too, honestly, in my opinion. We got Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, and Jonathan Taylor. You know the theme for that?
Is it new deals, something like that?
No.
Aura, swag.
I could have put multiple more. I could have put more running backs on this list, but since we're doing 3, I just picked the 3 best that I thought of.
What is it?
So this is I wouldn't even know how to call the title, but basically they have a quarterback I guess the best
Running quarterbacks.
the best QB RB option.
Okay.
Option duo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so Derrick Henry with Lamar, Saquon Barkley with Jalen Hurts.
With jelly.
With Jelly Hurts.
With jelly.
And Anthony we're just saying with Jonathan Taylor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's also what's it called?
Joe Mixon,
CJ Stroud. There's also DeAndre Swift, Caleb Williams. All those
Yeah.
running
boy
quarterbacks
DeAndre
and regular running backs. But these are the 3 that I had best. Who are you starting, benching, and cutting?
For me, I'm going to start Jonathan Taylor. I'm going to bench Derrick Henry. And I'm going to cut Saquon.
Cutting Saquon.
And this is why I think the Eagles' offense takes up a lot of touchdowns from the running back.
Yeah.
With Jalen Hurts, we saw it. Like DeAndre Swift last year was kind of a zero unless he was scoring touchdowns because, you got to break away to get the touchdown. You can't – if you get down to the 3-2 yard line, they're going to push the tush. So Saquon's going to lose touchdowns out of that. Also, the Eagles have shown, no matter who they have in that backfield, they always run by committee. So no matter who's in there, they're definitely going to try to move guys around. They've obviously never had a player like Saquon. But I don't think they're going to go away from that either. I think they want to keep everyone with the freshest legs as possible until they get to the playoffs. So, and playoffs obviously don't matter for fantasy football.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm starting Jonathan Taylor. And yeah, Derrick Henry is going to be a monster next year. Running backs always run better next to Lamar. Every year, Lamar's running back leads the league in yards per carry. And Derrick Henry's, you could still argue the best running back in the league. I know it's probably a tough argument with McCaffrey balling the way he did, but you could definitely still argue that Derrick Henry on the ground is the best runner. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I apologize for all the NFL fans for bashing Derrick Henry. He really proved me wrong. And I think in this case, I'm actually going to start Derrick Henry.
Whoa.
Yeah. So,
Are you going King Henry this year? Are you going to draft him in fantasy?
Hey, if he's at the right pick, I might. But I think Derrick Henry, dude, he's just different, man. He's not human.
Uh-huh.
And when I look at a starter running back, I look at someone who's really gonna solidify the game in the beginning. And I think Derrick Henry coming out there with his, trucking ability and his stiff arm ability to able to make room for the offense is a good starter. And behind him, I'm gonna have Jonathan Taylor. On the bench, I think him coming out after Derrick Henry is a good compliment when it comes to that. And then I'm also gonna cut Saquon. I agree with you on the Saquon take. I still feel like he's still gonna get his touches. That's for sure. It may not be like up to par how it was at New York, but I think he's still gonna produce. I think all these guys are gonna produce honestly next season.
Yeah, I just Saquon. The only thing that scares me is that touchdown upside with Saquon. You know, other than that, obviously Saquon you could argue is the best running back out of the three. Saquon you could also argue is the best running back in the league too. All these guys, honestly.
Yeah.
King McCaffrey though, standing tall.
Yeah.
Last one, I'm excited for this one.
Last one, we got some tight ends over here: Trey McBride, Pat Fryermuth, and Laporta.
Laporta. This one might be the easiest one.
Yeah, you think so? All right, crush it then.
Laporta, McBride, Fryermuth. Right?
I'm actually gonna pick McBride to start.
What? They're so bro. I'm tired of this.
What do you mean?
I've been watching a lot of fantasy football podcasts, bro. And McBride, like I love him to death. I think he's so good, but we can't put him over Laporta. Like,
Why
are we
not?
forgetting what Laporta did last year? Did we forget that quick?
He's
This
good.
man-
He's good for sure. But I actually believe that McBride's gonna have a takeoff next year. Even with Marvin Harrison, I think Marvin Harrison actually gonna help him.
I think so too. I'm not trying to shit on him, but bro, Laporta had a legendary year last year.
Legendary.
Legendary for a rookie. Legendary. C.J. Stroud level rookie year.
Yeah.
Go. So say what you were about to say.
Yeah, I mean Laporta, he can be on my bench, but I mean it really I wouldn't mind him. It's like I wouldn't mind starting him either, but I really like Trey McBride. I really like how he performed end of the season. I think that's just like a sneak peek of what we're gonna see next season.
See, me personally, I like what they do the whole season, and that's what Laporta was doing all season.
I know, but McBride, after one season from doing that, I think he's gonna learn a lot. Obviously, Laporta, he still has a lot of weapons around him. Like I'm blanking right now.
Amon-Ra, Gibbs,
Jameson Williams,
Montgomery.
You got
But they lost Josh Reynolds, who took up a lot of touches there,
I think Jameson's gonna cover that honestly, and whoever they
and
have.
Laporta.
Laporta, he's gonna do his thing. I think Laporta and McBride are gonna be right there with each other, but I'm choosing McBride on the nail end over there.
Okay. All right.
So,
Well, that concludes this first part of the Hot Seat podcast. Expect in a couple of days us doing the same thing with Dynasty players. Like, subscribe, follow. Will.
like, subscribe, follow, also run the play, baby.
Bow.